Thank you. Welcome. It's 4 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and call the council meeting to order. I'll ask for a roll call, please. Councillor Webster.
Present.
Deputy Mayor Campbell.
Present.
Councillor Humphreys.
Present.
Councillor Carew.
Present.
And I'm present. As we gather here today, I would like to acknowledge on behalf of council and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history. And we are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Do I have any declaration of pecuniary interest? None. Confirmation of council agenda. Need, oh, go ahead.
That council adopt the agenda for the January 11th, 2022 regular council meeting.
Mover and seconder, please. Councillor Carew, second by Councillor Campbell. Oh, sorry, Councillor Humphreys. Any discussion? Councillor Webster?
In favor?
Councillor Humphreys?
In favor.
Deputy Mayor Campbell?
In favor?
Councillor Carew?
In favor.
And I'm in favor. We have no delegations today.
Do we lose the link in the township office?
I think Nikki and Hope went to help Dave get back on. But since we're waiting, Deputy Mayor, you can sing us a song.
By jumpins. Well, I'd have to take a request.
We're on YouTube, live YouTube, so please sing us a song.
Yeah, like the big Glenn Campbell song, something, Rhinestone Cowboy or something. I have guitar lessons tonight. So a little shout out to Danny DeBow there.
So we're just having a few technical difficulties. I think Mayor Bennett's going to be on there in just a moment, so make sure that works.
I was just about to start singing. So.
There we go.
There. Sorry. Thank you for all the support. It's been a long meeting. Everybody got me again, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, minutes from the previous meeting, I need a resolution. Did I have a mover and seconder?
No,
Okay. Deputy Mayor Campbell, Councillor Webster. Councillor Webster,
In favor.
Deputy Mayor Campbell,
In favor?
Councillor Humphreys,
In favor.
Councillor Carew,
In favor.
and I'm in favor. Any business arising from the minutes? None. Committee reports, Renfrew and Area Senior Home Support. Councillor Humphreys, please.
Yeah, there's not much, they haven't any correspondence, but I figured Dennis has everything under control at the senior home support and the Golden Age Activity Center, all the proper protocols. So that's all I have before.
Okay, thank you. And just a little quick update. We are all closed down in there. We are still one at a time leaving people come into the front office. But everything else is shut down, the Golden Age Activity Center, until we get some better news of where our numbers are going to be. So that's where we are.
Thank you.
Thank you. Community Safety and Wellbeing Plan.
I have nothing to report at this time, Mr. Mayor. I'm not sure if Hope had heard any more, even if the meeting had taken place.
I reached out and I hadn't heard back from Pat Finnegan yet. Usually what happens is we get a recorded meeting of the meeting that was held in December. We council met as a special council meeting, so we were unable to attend that meeting. But I haven't heard confirmation of if the meeting was actually held or not. So I don't have an update at this time.
Okay, thank you. Health Service Village. I am the same way. There has been no meetings whatsoever. I would think it's probably going to be March or April before we actually see a meeting moving forward. And as everybody's well aware that we do need healthcare workers, so there will be discussions moving forward to see what we can do with Health Service Village to do what's best for the community. Chamber of Commerce, Councillor Humphreys.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Bennett. Just a nice letter from President Tom Sidney regarding Christmas and New Year and the Shop the Valley events that happen in Empire, Renfrew, and Pembroke. And the bad news is they're getting very low stock of all their test kits. Their suppliers very limited now. So again, that's another blow to us because the chamber had given out so many test kits to all the small businesses in this area. It's just, we had brought it in by the pallet loads and they are limited now with their supply chain. The other thing was, maybe we'll through this after, but it was the release of the Ontario Small Business Relief Grant starting January 5th and up to 10,000 for small business. The other one is the Ontario Business Cost Relief Program that starts January 18th. And I just got an email from them today just saying it's going to be backdated to the 19th with property taxes and energy bills. So again, it's something that we'll be all reading about in the next few days, and I can use that as part of my info package. That's all I have here. Thank you.
Thank you. The provincial government did do a release yesterday at 1 o'clock with a bunch of ministers. Unfortunately, I got the message at 1:45, so I was not able to attend it, but I am told there was some very good information given out from the ministers in that meeting yesterday, and I would expect we can get it off YouTube or live stream it or something.
Or I can forward it to you too. So
Oh, you have it?
they sent it to me, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Oh,
to
you
the
might as well
chamber.
tell us right now, word for word.
Well, okay, it's going to be a good program up to $10,000. So anyway, you'll get the information shortly. Anyhow, but they did send the releases just this afternoon to us. So
Right
we have
on.
a chamber meeting next week.
Okay, thank you for looking after that. Information correspondence. on page 7. I should have asked, is there any questions on the community committee meetings? The only thing I didn't report on is county council. And but we've already got that report from last month, which wasn't really a council meeting. It was just the inauguration of Debbie Robinson as warden. So there was no December meeting. And the meeting for January obviously hasn't happened. The only other thing I can say is county council did have a special meeting to postpone the winter games till they're safe to do so in 2023. That's all I have from county right at the moment. Information correspondence. Deputy Mayor Campbell, you want to take it?
Sure. I guess I'll stick with the single report from the Minister of Environment, Conservation and Parks, and assuring us that through his report of drinking water, confirming that Ontario's drinking water continues to be among the best protected in the world, and then give some data to back it up. So I guess we have some, if there's bad stuff to breathe in the air, at least there's some good stuff to drink in the water. So always good to hear that. So the through the Ontario Clean Water Agency, I guess we've got a check mark in the top right corner.
That it?
That is it.
Okay, I'd just like to say on the drinking water, while you're talking about it, I only wish that the province and the federal government would get together and look after the reservations and make sure that everybody in Ontario has clean drinking water, just not by putting it out for certain areas, because we definitely have a good amount of reservations that need clean water, and it's got to be looked after and looked after very shortly. Councillor Carew.
Thank you. I'll just touch on the Otter Valley Business Win the Service Award. So congrats. I know it was posted on online, I believe it was, and it's nice also presented in the Valley, the OV business. Congrats everyone for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Webster.
Thank you, Mayor. Just the Ottawa Valley News, great information in there and tender results. I'm always looking at those numbers and comparing, keeping them in the back of my head if we have to move along with some of the stuff. But that's a great little news article we get monthly, and it's good to have. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Humphreys.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Bennett. Just congratulations to our staff, Hope, Dave, Bill, and Steve, and Dave Melanie for their years of service from 5/15, 2020 and 25. It's always nice to see that recognized in the Ottawa Valley News. Another thing I found interesting is all the different building permits in the surrounding area. So Greater Madawaska is almost double in building permits. They're at 29.4, almost double from 2020, and Horton has done very well. We're up, another $6 million and 84 building permits, and 81 in Adamson's also $1 million. So the area is doing well, and I don't know, Renfrew never seems to put out how much building is going on in Renfrew, but these are interesting facts for sure, and appreciate the Ottawa Valley News for covering all this through the different pages. So, and that's all I have here then.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Humphreys. I don't have much different to report. I would only be saying what you already said. Maybe support it, maybe not, but there's not much I have to add to that. Thank you. Action correspondence? We don't have any. Bylaws, Hope?
So these are all fairly standard at the beginning of each year. So we've got that council enact the following bylaws: 2022-01 borrowing bylaw, 2022-02 interim taxes, 2022-03 livestock value appointment, and 2022-04 committee of adjustment appointment.
Okay. I need a mover and a seconder for the bylaws, please. Moved by Councillor Webster, second by Councillor Humphreys. Discussion. None? Glenn, did you have discussion?
Just so for our livestock valuers, I saw that we have 2 names on there. They're willing to let their name stand forward. Is that the idea?
Yeah, I would think that, and Hope just confirmed that.
Okay, thank you.
Right on. Councillor Humphreys?
How is the interest rates compared to last year? Like, say, we're thinking of ways of how much money is going out to the interest. So what is the borrowing interest on our TD borrowing? For, I guess it's one up to $500,000 we need it. So decent percentage, or?
So that's a question for our treasurer. This bylaw doesn't necessarily mean that we're actually borrowing that money. It's just there in case we don't have that cash flow. So we'd pass it annually at the beginning of each year, just in case we do need it. So if we don't get the interim taxes in as revenue, then we have that just to kind of support our cash flow for the time being.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Councillor Webster?
Are we voting now in favor?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay, in
please.
favor.
Councillor Carew?
In favor.
Deputy Mayor Campbell?
In favor?
Councillor Humphreys?
In favor.
And I'm in favor. Notice of motion to file for the next council meeting. We got through 3 years without using them. Let's finish up. Council and staff member concerns. Hope.
So I just wanted to bring up just the issue, not the issue, but just the outdoor rink. I know at the beginning, before the new year, we didn't have any favorable weather to actually start the base on the rink to get it going. And there are no current restrictions prohibiting, I guess, us from opening the outdoor rink. So I just want clear direction from council that they wish to move forward with opening the outdoor rink. That being said, we wouldn't be opening up the washrooms or the change rooms. So anybody coming in would have to be dressed outside.
So we would have to just rent a couple of washrooms to accommodate. We're allowed to have outside washrooms from what I read, right?
The washrooms are allowed, but we don't want necessarily people in our buildings. So that might be
Yep.
something that we'll need to look at. And then we would be putting up additional signage as well, basically stating skating at own risk. Please, follow COVID guidelines, socially distance, masked, etc. if you can't. So I just wanted to bring that to council's attention just in case anybody was against the idea of opening it up and starting the process.
How long do you think it'll take to get the ice in, or has it started?
It hasn't started yet with the cold weather that we have now. And once, if I can get everybody lined up, Mayor Bennett probably knows better how quickly it takes if the weather is favorable. And maybe I'll leave that question for him to answer.
Okay, so normally we had cold weather last night, but now we have 3 days of relief in front of us. So when it gets anything above -6, -7, it's very difficult to make ice, especially when you're starting off with that crushed gravel base that we have. I would expect that we'd be in the 10-day range before it's usable to skate on. Hope has done all the homework, and we have got positive remarks from some of the people that need to be involved in it. Unfortunately, this year I just can't be. I just don't have any time on my plate right now. So Not that it makes any difference because there's 150 people in Barton Township that want to get it in. So we'll leave it at that. But I would say we're at least we're second, starting into the second week before there can be any skates on the ice. Any other comments? Councillor Webster.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I've received a few phone calls as well that people would like it in. And I don't have an issue of it going in. I just forecasting ahead for next year. I believe this decision should go through the rec committee first. It's their baby to look forward or to look after and all that. But I know this is a time sensitive thing that as council, I guess we got to make the decision. But if Councillor Humphries is okay with speaking on behalf of the rec committee to move forward with it, I'm okay with it as long as we got the staffing to do it. But next year forecasting, let's make sure the rec committee is involved prior to getting to council.
Unfortunately, I'm going to be in the air the day of our rec meeting, so it should be done ahead of time. If it's feasible with timing and keep our costs, I know we've invested in the change rooms and stuff, but if people want to skate, they want to skate. And see, I've received a lot of letters too and emails, but it's always nice to do it. But I mean, it's also a disappointment too when the weather turns after we work so hard to get ice in, and it can be a very short season. So I guess all you do is put in an effort and show the people that we're trying. Unfortunately, it's one of those things, and I won't be at the rec meeting. I'll be in the air next Friday on the 21st. So we can't wait that long. So as far as I'm concerned, if the council's happy putting the ice in, skate at your own risk, and we can do something with taxpayers through the rec committee, that would be great. I know Mayor Bennett's always worked hard with this group of people to get things going, and then it's also very disappointing when you get good ice in and put on events and nobody comes. So it's a sort of a two-way street, but I hope the weather will be favorable. That's all we can hope. It's an outdoor rink, and that's all we can do. You know, I know there was a lot of backyard stuff built last year because they had to, but they know how much work it's involved, especially with the whole ice surface. So I'm not against it. I'm not trying to be negative, but I think if we can get it in, and the long range forecast will make the people happy. That's our job as council, to keep things moving forward. So if we got people lined up to start it and the weather's cooperative, we can do it.
Deputy Mayor Campbell.
Just looking at the upcoming forecasts, and like you said, the next couple of days will warm up. Thursday will be -3, and then after that, for the next week, it looks like we're into minus double digits. So if we were going to, in that 10-day window, if we could get started to the latter part of the week and push through, again, I'm certainly for it. We need to get people out and blow off some steam. They've been indoors too long. So.
Okay, I want to thank Councillor Webster, and for this year, he needs a real special thanks because it's going to be his group of people that are actually putting the ice in, along with the people that Hope have given them a hand. But we have, because of COVID and the restrictions, it's actually his group of people that is going to look after the whole thing. Unfortunately, there's not enough left in the rec committee right at the moment to achieve this. Mr. Prince has offered to help, and I will be given his name to Adam to see. He does need to talk to Hope because he would like to have the Hornets have a few games on the ice, but as Hope has instructed that there is no organized sports allowed. So, but we'll work our way through it as we move forward. And we will need 2 washrooms. I don't see any other way of doing it because it's not just hockey players. It's young kids. They need washroom facilities. Excuse me, washroom facilities of some kind just to accommodate have it as they actually play on the ice. So there will be a cost of the 2 outdoor facilities to accommodate that. Any other comments? So I need a vote in favor of it then, Hope? No? Okay.
No, that's fine. I think I got clear direction.
Close. David, I would,
Councillor Carew.
Well, I was just gonna ask, when do you think, Tom, you could be getting started?
When who can get started?
Like, so is Tom, sorry, are you looking after it?
Oh, we Hope will look after it here, I believe.
Okay.
It's just, you know, Hope will be utilizing the road staff to
Okay,
move it forward. And whenever she gets in trouble, she'll make a phone call to Tom. Tell him the way it is. Right on. I would think you'll see in the next few days, you'll see water going down because we got to get enough water into that soil for it to freeze before it starts capping over with ice. Otherwise, it'll just flake like crazy.
Honeycomb.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I will hope you got enough clear direction and that's looked after then. Motion for reconsideration, debate on motion to reconsider only. What was that? Somebody tried to say they had something, but they're going to do it, right? Resolutions, so.
That council received the reports for community committees and county council as information.
Mover. Councillor Humphreys. Second by Councillor Webster. All in favor? Councillor, oh yeah, I'm on to another thing, sorry. Councillor Humphreys,
In favor.
Councillor Webster,
In favor?
Councillor Carew,
in favor.
Deputy Mayor Campbell,
In favor.
and I'm in favor.
That council accept the CAO clerk's information memo for January 11th, 2022.
Councillor Webster. Councillor moved by, who's the seconder? Councillor Humphreys?
Deputy Mayor Campbell.
Oh, okay. Councillor Carew,
In favor?
Councillor Humphreys,
In favor.
Deputy Mayor Campbell,
In favor?
Councillor Webster,
In favor.
and I'm in favor.
That council went into a closed session meeting at 4:28 p.m. to discuss the following items pursuant to section 239(2)B of the Municipal Act. Personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, landfill personnel.
Okay, I need a mover to move into close. Councillor Carew, second by Councillor Humphreys. Councillor Humphreys,
In favor.
Councillor Carew,
In favor?
Councillor Webster,
In favor?
Deputy Mayor Campbell,
In favor.